one might be trying to say is, life continues. They want you to stay here. They want you to continue living and to have fun. And when you smile, and of course that raises your vibration, and then it will attract, happy events or fun things back. The way that I see it and that I've gotten from my guides is no one goes there and is left alone. Everyone is met with a
Yeah.
guide, their loved ones, even babies or children. They're ushered. Once they get there, they know I'm home. Um, and so it's not fear based. It's all they're encased with love and peace. But the way that the ones who are left here, some of the signs, um, one is they'll come in dreams. And so many people will say, "Oh, I had a dream about my mom, but she looked so young and healthy." And I'm like, that's her way of saying, "Hey, look, I'm okay on the other side.
Yeah.
My legs are working. Maybe she was in a wheelchair."
Huh.
Um,
Yeah.
so they come through like that. They'll come through with smells, um, all kinds of smells. If you miss your grandma, she's on the other side. She used to bake apple pies. You might all of a sudden smell an apple pie baking, and nobody's baking one. That can be her sign of saying, "Hey, look, I'm here doing what I love to do."
Hmm.
And or cigarette smoke or whatever. If they smoked, you might smell that. Um, Numbers are a big thing too. Um, they'll come through. Sometimes people will look at their clock, and it'll always be like I always wake up and it's 222 or 333. And so those can be signs too. Get on and Google the spiritual meaning of these numbers. One time I did a reading, it was really cool, and a lady had lost her husband. And I kept getting these three numbers. I didn't know what they were. I was just telling her what spirit was telling me. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that." That was like his badge number at his work. I call it a badge number, but they all had like an employee number or something, and that was
Yeah.
his. So that's a way of saying, "Hey, look, life continues after the change called death." Um, a lot of people will say, "Oh, after my mom died, I see cardinals everywhere. She loved cardinals. She used to feed them." That's a big one. Or certain types of birds, and
Wow. Yeah, I'd heard that.
yeah, or feathers. Feathers big. Coins are big, especially if somebody collected coins. Um, this happened to me a lot too. Like after mom died, I would be in my car and I would look at the car next to me, and the driver would look just like mom. Did you ever have that happen?
Once, one time, it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, that happens so many times, and that happened with dad too. And I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that's dad, that's mom," and I mean, it would look just identical to them. And then when I get closer up, I'd be like, "Oh no, that's not them." Um, or like in the store. I've been in the store before, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, that's mom," and it kind of
Uh-huh.
freaks you out at first.
Uh-huh.
But so yeah, that happened to me a lot. So, and that could happen to a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes, well, a lot of times they'll use like telepathy, and they might download something in your head. An example might be, um, "Oh, maybe I think I should clean out this bookshelf," just randomly. So then you pull out a book, and maybe a picture will drop out. That picture might be something like, um, "Oh, we were on vacation and he fell off a boat. My husband fell off a boat, and everybody started laughing." And then I might start laughing just thinking of the memory. And what your loved one might be trying to say is, life continues. They want you to stay here. They want you to continue living and to have fun. And when you smile, and of course, that raises your vibration, and then it will attract, happy events or fun things back. So they
Yeah.
can do that too. Anytime that you think of them, they're there because they can be in more places than one. So they can be in multiple places. So all you have to do, because we are all one, think of them and they're there. And then pay attention to, am I getting cold chills? Am I feeling really warm? Am I smelling anything, hearing anything?
Yeah.
Um, I've heard this and I've seen this from a lot of people too. They might have something of, let's say, one example I remember somebody telling me is they had their mom's watch and she's on the other side sitting on their nightstand. And he woke up and it was like in little pieces, like somebody had taken it apart. And then he's like, that is so crazy. He left it, went to bed, got up the next morning, and it was put back together. I know, isn't
Nice.
that strange? I mean, spirit can do a lot of a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they can move things, especially their things. If this was dad's ring, or you might still have your husband's wallet, sometimes they can move things, kind of be little tricksters, hide them, and then put them back. Of course, we all know there'll be songs on the radio that remind you of them, or it could be words that you just need to hear that will bring you comfort. Um, this happens too a lot, um, because we've had a lot of family members die, especially on my husband's side.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we had a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
Man,
Like on every month for
we
a
really
year and a
did.
half
We
or
had
so.
one every month for a long time.
Yeah.
And when when one of them would cross, I would be like in a store or something, and I would hear somebody say their name. Like they might be yelling for their kid, but it might be their name, like, oh, Becky or Bob, whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, that's so weird. And I mean, it would happen more than once. Um, and of course, this happens a lot too, where lights flicker. TVs come on and shut off by themselves. Do you ever have your TVs just pop on by themselves?
I've had one, yeah, where I thought I'd shut it off and walked out of the room and it suddenly came back on for some reason.
Yeah,
I thought it was just the TVs and jacked up, but
yeah,
maybe not.
yeah. I'll have that a lot. And this is kind of cool. I own a cleaning business, as you know. And I had 3 houses that I cleaned. And I went in my first house, was cleaning, and their TV popped on by itself. I thought, okay. I go to
Wow.
my second house, the TV popped on. And the same thing in my
Really?
third house. Isn't that crazy? All in one
Yeah,
day.
man.
And so somebody was definitely trying to get my attention. Um, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
definitely.
I know it's kind of startling, but kind of fun. I like stuff like that. Um, One thing too, this is kind of funny. I thought about this. I don't know if you remember how mom would say "ugh." Do you remember that?
Hmm.
I I never hear anybody say that. Do you?
No,
My my daughter-in-law says that.
really.
Isn't that funny? When she said that, I go, "What did you say?" And she goes, "Ugh," and I go, "My mom used to say that. I have never heard anybody say that."
Gosh.
Yeah, the synchronicities, it's like there's a lot of things like that too.
Yeah, that's true.
And just a couple of more. Um, pay attention to your children or your animals too after loved ones cross. Children are notorious for seeing spirits. You may walk out of the room and come back in, and you might have a little girl that's pretending like she's having a tea party with somebody. She might really be having a tea party with somebody. Um, or they'll be playing games, rolling the balls to what you think or people might think are nobody's there, but the children can see spirit. And same way with animals. Um, they'll sit and stare at a wall, wag their tail when nobody's there. So
Yeah.
there's just I mean, and that's just a handful of examples. I mean, spirit can get pretty creative.